Two excellent high school football coaches in Mark Bonis and Ryan Manale joining me, and their football programs are accomplished, one having been to the Superdome most recently for a state championship appearance and numerous semifinal appearances. The other has been in the semifinals a couple of times. On the football field, they've done a great job. Off the field, it's been more of a challenge because of the challenges with their respective families. First of all, with the Bonis family, Rebecca and two young girls who are just a delight to see on a daily basis, and their little brother, Mark Bonis, the other Mark, Mighty Mark. Now, you're the original Mark, but you're not so mighty, right?
I'm not the original. My father, and he's not even the original. So it's kind of generations back, going back and forth on how they're spelled. So Mighty Mark's not a junior. He's actually named after my father. And yeah, he's definitely the mightiest of all of us. You know, the strides that he's made here in the last 15 months. This time last year, we didn't know if he'd make it, and now he's thriving at right around 28 pounds, and he's a little hellion on wheels.
For the benefit of those that aren't aware, talk about the malaise that he was afflicted with.
Sure, we knew early on that he was going to have what's known as a large emphalocele, and that's when everything is born outside of his body, including liver, intestines, etc. We thought that would be it, but some other things that commonly come with those things he's really suffered with. Tracheomalacia. He also had some illnesses because of the emphalocele that really put us in some grim times. Part of his heart we thought would collapse, and we were that was brought to us with some real bad news. And at that point, there was only one thing we could do, and that's to turn to God to prayer. And believe it or not, 2-3 days later, we go back into the hospital for a heart cath, and the doctors came out and said there's no way to explain this, but his heart is miraculously in a better state. And so at that point we knew what kind of special young man that we had.
And to watch what you've gone through in your family with work situations, trying to balance that with your wife's work, trying to be back and forth, you trying to manage a football program and young men, it's been quite a challenge. Your faith has played a large role in keeping you on firm footing.
Without a doubt, it's definitely made me a more prayerful person. In times in need and in times where you think you have nowhere else to turn, it's the only thing you can do. So obviously, I've become, my wife and I, our whole family has become, a lot closer to God in these times, and we've been rewarded, and we're very blessed.
On the other side of the fence, of course, Rebecca supporting you, Tammy supporting Ryan, and you're in an ice cream shop, right? It was about a little bit over a year ago, and your son Brody, who at the time is maybe close to 3 years old, I would imagine. All of a sudden, something didn't go right, and it had to be not only shocking, but had to be just as a parent, just overwhelming to watch.
Yeah, no, definitely tough. My wife Tammy was at an ice cream shop, and I was at practice. At practice, we don't keep our cell phones on us. It's a thing with none of our coaches. We working with our young men, and so I get off and multiple phone calls, and it's actually my brother, because my wife didn't know what to do because she knew I wouldn't have my phone, and he's calling. He couldn't even get words out, and everything was it was a rough moment. I remember taking actually the De La Salle truck, because that was the closest thing to me, and just flew to meet him at the ice cream shop right there on Jefferson Highway. And next thing, he was in the ambulance, and we were on the way to the hospital, and which they thought was seizures, and a lot of tests were run. And to this day, we thank the Lord. There's no we keep him in our bed. He stays right in between us. He's now 4. He has a heart monitor inside of him for 3 years. So he's monitored pretty much 24/7 to see exactly what it is. Still to this day, they really don't have the exact science of what it is. And excuse my medical term, but what they kind of thinking right now, if the heart monitor in 3 years worth, vasovagal sympathy. But it's been a ride. It's been a ride, and just it makes you stronger in faith and a stronger person. And really, I think, and I'm sure like Coach Bonis, my kids, them kids at De La Salle High School rally around Brody. It is amazing when I take them around to my kids, and it's special.
You guys are kindred spirits. I know you follow Mark's story, and he's followed your story, and so you have to have a complete understanding of what the Bonis family's been through.
Oh, no, the utmost respect. It's just it's amazing. You really don't know until it happens to you. Like you wish the best of luck, you wish everything. Then all of a sudden, when you see your son limp and you're going through it, and it's good to know that as people in this profession, and I feel I can call, Coach Bonis at any time, even though we never talk, and we probably could talk for hours and relieve each other's mind. I think that's a relationship in this business, and it's great in this area, and it's strong. It's very, very productive.
Mark, same thing toward the Manale family. I'm sure you completely understand what they've gone through.
There's no doubt. Ryan's reached out to me on a couple occasions. I've reached out to him. I think he knows this, just like I know, from him, is that anything he needs from a family standpoint, not just football, but most importantly from a family standpoint, that I'm here as a listening ear, and any way that the Bonis family could ever help, we definitely would. And I know the feeling's mutual, vice versa.
The final thought too is that you find out in times of trouble about the fact that maybe you had friends you didn't know you had. A lot of people have reached out to both of you and not only expressed their care, but even reached out to help in some way, shape, or form, some of which will go unstated, obviously. But what has that meant to you, first of all, Ryan?
It's everything, and I think it started, you see the De La Salle community rally around me, and then the other schools in this community reach out to me, and what can they do or anything like that. It means a lot to me and my wife and our family, and we're just very blessed to be in the situation we're in.
Saw a lot of games last year when you're playing teams in your league and people on the other side, whether it was Rummel, Jesuit, whoever, holding up signs for Mighty Mark. That's pretty special.
It is. I can't put in words how special it is. And then I'm not big on social media. My wife is. She does a lot of posting on Facebook. And then when you see when I see some of her posts, about our family and about Mighty Mark, and you see thousands of people responding, people you don't even know, all from different walks of life, and this, we live in a divided world, and when her posts and your child kind of bring people together, it's definitely an awe-inspiring moment.
Brody Manale, Mighty Mark Bonis, keep them both in your prayers. They're strong. They don't know any better. They think everything's fine. And guess what? They're on the way to being fine. Gentlemen, thank you. It's been a blessing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Mr. Trainer.